And we're live. Welcome, everybody. It is live deep dive topic with Cherry Divine, and we're going to talk today about dreams. Good morning, Cherry.
Good morning, and good morning, everybody. I was telling Nancy I can talk about dreams almost all day long. And so this is a fun topic, but we received, questions that say, how can you tell what's this dream? What's that dream? What does this mean? What does that mean? And when I first thought of this, I thought of, and now this isn't saying all dream interpretation books do this. Yet there for a while, anytime I would go and just grab a book, in a bookstore or whatever and see what its interpretation was of specific dreams, they were so fear-based. It was like everything was scary. Everything was this and I'm like, wow, that's not the case for me. And I found book after book after book of this. So I was really wondering why that came about. I still don't know. Yet I know it's not truth. So yeah, we all have our own realities. I'll give you mine shortly.
Well, great. I'm going to welcome the people that have posted already, Jolynn and Sandra. Now, Jolynn, you posted a question that's totally off topic today, I'm sorry to say. Today we're talking about dreams, and we're doing things differently now with our Facebook Live. Mm-hmm. It's every other week that we're answering questions on general topics that people post. If you want to ask a question for next week's show, Jolynn, please post it on the Facebook page on probably Monday or Tuesday after the graphic goes up that says post your comments, your questions here under the graphic, and it will say for February 27th. So that's how we play in this playground of our Facebook Live. Today is about dreams, and so we have Jolynn and Sandra so far saying hi, and so we're going to go ahead and start talking about dreams. And the question that started this off was someone wrote in and wondering about dreams and their meanings. And so that's kind of the first thing that we wanted to talk about. Hey, Misty Joe. Misty Joe just said hi.
Hi.
And so what about dreams and their meanings? Now, you just were saying that the books that you had looked at were all kind of negative and dark meanings. So tell me about your sense of dreams. What do you feel that dreams are about?
This is it, it's not locked into one meaning. When we go to sleep at night, we shut our consciousness down. All of that, mind that says, you're stuck here in this reality, this is the way it is. And then you're in your super subconscious or the essence of you. So there isn't any one meaning. I know I have a lot of people that become afraid. They'll have a dream and they'll think it's a premonition of something bad to come. Most dreams are symbolic. So if you take that and you look at it and understand what it symbolizes for you, that's when you start learning interpreting your own dreams. We have a lot of, I have a lot of water dreams, and I had experiences younger that were deeply emotional, deeply traumatic. And I didn't realize going into a water dream represents emotion in my dream set. And I would end up down by, it's really interesting, in this weird coastal town. I only lived on the coast a couple of times briefly, but I would be at this coastal town. I'd be walking these rocks and these huge waves would be coming up and just barely missing me. But it would be during the time I was working through an old emotional trauma. And that was showing, the strength of my own emotions and the emotions outside of me. So that was one interpretation of a water dream. Yet there was another one that, and everybody knows, that knows me. I walk my talk. I go through my process. I'm, the same as I say, hey, go into yourself. I go into me. And so I was looking at issues that I had, personal issues, and then all of a sudden, in this dream, my late husband and I, well, he was alive then. This was like 10 years ago. And we're ice skating across this frozen pond. And then he stops here, and I go into this building, and I go down into it, and it's a bathroom, and everything in it is frozen. Well, I have people who have studied lucid dreaming, and when they talk about bathroom dreams, you're dealing with your old crap, and that's it. And I'm not kidding. The toilet was frozen, the walls were frozen, the sink, everything. And then all of a sudden, everything started melting. And I could see the opening to get up and out of this. And as I did, and I came out, the frozen pond is gone. And Rob and I walk off together. And, I'm looking at this, and it was moving into an emotion that was blocked and stuck within me, where those frozen feelings, the ones you're not willing to, the fear of. So, it's looking at what you're going through, and that's going to give you a lot of information. And be willing to look at the symbols in it. What does this mean to you? I talk to people about lucid dreaming, so I was given bits and pieces of information, so I would take it into my subconscious. And so it was like, it looks like, were you just breathing, Nancy, or did you have a question about this?
I did have a couple. First off, I wanted to welcome Sanda because she came in just as you were talking about water.
Oh, I love her.
I thought that was pretty funny because Sanda is our friend that lives in Hawaii. So welcome, Sanda. And lucid dreaming, why don't you, for those of us that maybe not be dream experts, what does lucid dreaming mean?
Lucid dreaming is when you are conscious, you are dreaming. And, you're not lost in it thinking it's something that, you're not just lost in this reality. You're actually in your head saying, oh, this is just a dream. And when you can lucid dream, you can recreate or create this reality, because it will bring up old issues or different experiences, all of this, or what you're going through right now. Now, consciously, you might be in a fear-based belief system that says, oh my God, everything out here has to be this, this, this. Well, in lucid dreaming, you'd be aware of, okay, I'm creating this reality right here. I'm experiencing it. And I have this everyday fear around it. What do I want to place in instead? And actually create that, and it will come into your day-to-day reality. This is a way to create past the consciousness. And, there's a lot of scientific study on it. It started way back, 50s, 60s, 70s. It was a really big deal. And like I said, I have a friend that he studied it at college, and science, scientists use this. Psychologists, therapists use it. It'll just give you a lot of information. But you are aware you are in a dream. And that's why they call it lucid or clear. So,
how does that happen?
You make a point of putting it out at night, that you go into your dream state, you're aware that it's a dream. Now, I'm not a specialist on this. You could talk to somebody else who's really studied it, but this is what I do. And see, just say you're working on an issue. Well, in my dream state, I choose to work on this issue. I want to be conscious in my dreams. And that will hold it in this idea of dream state, where the next day, and you put it out there, also that you remember it the next day. And so you can bring it in, come to an understanding. A fun one I did, and this was fabulous, because we're not locked into these bodies when we go to sleep at night. We're so far past this idea of being stuck here. And so I was really curious where I went at night when I was dreaming. And lucid dreaming. I put it out there. I asked the angels to come in and show me where I was going. I asked my essence to be present and then hold the memory of it. This is what I woke up to. And it was amazing, is I was not physical. I was this beautiful white gold energy, and I was going over this amazing tropical island, and it gave the name of the tropical island, and it was nothing I'd ever heard of. I went down into the ocean, and then all of a sudden I am blowing this, that not E. coli, Ricoli, the lozenge that shows the Alps and that big horn. I have one of those in the ocean, and I'm blowing it, and I'm going, oh, I'm here. I'm bringing in a new low tone. That's what I'm here to do. And then all of a sudden I see dolphins and stuff around me, and I hear this voice that says, don't forget the whales. And this huge whale came up, and I'm instantly awake. I go out to the computer. I type in the name. It's an actual island. And in some ways I am assisting in, it showed me exactly what I wanted to know. One of the places I went when I'm dreaming out of my body. But part of what I do is we talk about low vibrations being the physical vibration. It's more compacted. It's denser, all of this. Well, part of what I'm doing is adding to this tone not a new reality. It may seem new here, bringing this tone in, an open reality. So I am adding that tone to this. So have fun with it. That was just a little fun one. Don't ask your angels to wake you up through all dreams that are important. I did that. It's okay, angels. Anything that's important in my dream, just wake me up. Yeah, I had about 5 nights I was woke up all the time and going, okay, maybe I don't need to know that much. But it was also holding that information. So.
Thank you for sharing that. Well, just so that we're all on the same page and know what we're all talking about.
Yes, that's it.
So Rami has said hi a number of times. Misty Joe has a dream that she has a glimpse of a beach wedding, just bits and pieces. Always wake up wanting to know more. Do you have any sense of that for Misty Joe?
That's really interesting because through this, her heart chakra's blocked. I just took a deep breath in and it holds into the heart. So Misty Joe, and the throat chakra. Interesting. So I would put it out at night, do a little meditation of asking what this beach wedding means to you. Because man, oh man, in the throat chakra, the heart chakra, and then it goes into the power chakra. Somewhere this dream is affecting you in a way of shutting down. Well, it can affect you also in a way as you put it out there to understand its meaning, see past just this one part and hold that and allow it to release what energy is blocked over the throat, the heart, and the power chakra, because it's reminiscent of an experience, not getting married on the beach. And it's showing that the sand, you think about sand, it's always in movement. But sand can also, water hits it, can take it out from the ground out from underneath our feet. And I keep seeing it's a beautiful ceremony, but it also feels as if it was somewhere along the line, something that you were not there was an occurrence that was unexpected in this idea of union between man and woman. And see, this is where I'm talking about being symbolic. It isn't necessarily an experience you had, but bringing up into the consciousness a belief of losing your power, your voice, and that, during a union of male-female. And it doesn't necessarily have to be from this life. Just understand that. So you may be in a perfectly good union this lifetime, but there's this deep-seated worry and fear you will lose yourself within it. So just ask to clear that during your dream state. Just do a little meditation beforehand.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
And Christine and Sharon have said hi, so we'll say good morning and hi back.
Yes, we will.
So let's continue on talking about meaning and interpretation of dreams. And you were saying what it means to you. How does one go about figuring out what the symbols mean to, the books will tell you it means this, it means this, it means this. But that's for whoever wrote the book, right?
That's right. Is one of the things is become conscious of what really stands out in your dream. You know, say if you see an apple and it's really big and red and what does an apple mean to you? And don't just take the first meaning, just think about it during the day, write a few things out. You know, what does it signify to you? You know, automatically the mind here went into the religious concepts of Eve corrupting Adam. You know, so if you have some, I know, I'm not even religious, but that's a belief system in humankind, you know. Or does it mean, you know, teachers are associated to apples? You know, is it something you offer to get praise? You know, look at what it means to you. Snakes. You know, when we're walking the spiritual path, we learn about animal totems, and the snake is all about shedding the old skin and transformation into a new life. Is it stuck? Is it blocking your path? Look and see where it is. What does this mean to you? Are you holding yourself back? Spider? Oh my God, that one just gives me tingles, because that's the web of life. What part of you are not allowing yourself to see you're creating the web of life? But it's looking at what it means to you. Whatever stands out in your dream. Rings, does it mean, you know, look to see which hand or finger it's on. Is it just something of getting gifts and rewards? Or is it significant of a union? Is it ancestral history being passed down? You know, what does it mean to you? Because it isn't going to have the same meaning to each and every person. You know, I may be dreaming of rings, and it's going to mean whatever it means to me. You can have a dream of rings and it'll mean something else. See, here it did this. Connection, two rings connected. That means, you know, whatever's union for some people or lack of separation. So it's, and understand it can change. Okay, that's what they're saying. None of it is absolutely binding. As you open the doorways to experiencing more of this and look within them without the worry and fear that is attached to humankind's ideas and understanding, you will find this is quite a fun and exceptional journey for you, one that'll take you deep into the psyche of who you are in this particular reality, yet it can take you so much further and beyond. And so it's understanding to let this be the playground for you. Let it be a release for you of holding those experiences that you have had that keep the feet from moving forward. Let it be an interesting journey. Many say, I do not remember my dreams. Start putting it out there that you do. Ask for assistance from all of those that are there to assist you. That which you call the angelic realm, that which you call your guides, leprechauns even, the essence of you. Whatever it is that you wish, and ask to hold it in the memory banks as you awaken in the morning. And then just review. And you might notice there will be some emotions that surface. Allow them to, for this assists you in clearing what man or humankind calls baggage that has been carried along. So that's what the group has to say about this. I was telling Nancy about a dream I had last night, and this happened shortly after I went to sleep. Now, if I wouldn't have been woken up at the time of that dream, there's a good possibility that I wouldn't have remembered it. And so ask for assistance. And, you know, these are things I was looking at. Like I said, I go through my process like everybody else. I have my old stuff that I carry with me, and I'm in my dream, and a part of me is talking to another part of me and saying, well, you know, when this comes up, you pick it apart. You start finding all the fault in it that you can, and it keeps you from really having and enjoying. And so then it goes, this part that's talking to me, the wise part, talking to the fear-based part, says, what if you look at it instead and see all the good about it? And so the fear part of me was starting to list all of the good and how it added to my life. And then all of a sudden I felt a presence, and I hear my name, Nana. My grandson woke me up and scared the heck out of me. But I remembered that dream, and I had put it out there to hold the information, and if it's important, what's going on with me, so it's allowing it to do this and know that you are, okay, okay, I'll put it, you are the captain of your own ship and the destiny and desire that you choose. And it shows you right I'm not even a boat person, so I'm hoping this is the correct place to be on a boat, right at the helm and guiding the boat. So for all of you boat people out there, I'm not sure why that one came in. I'm not sure what the stern is, but it also mentioned the stern. So whatever.
The stern's the back end.
Oh, okay. Well, no wonder they put you at the helm, and the back end's the old stuff. See, this is how an example of interpretation. Even when you don't understand it, that information will come in because I'm seeing first stern, then it says helm, and I'm like, okay, right now it's meaning nothing to me because I'm bringing in information. I'm not locked into the physical reality. But the ones I really like too? The ones in which your guides come in. And this is part of your process, and it reminds you you're not alone. Whenever my guides come in, I never look directly at them. I just know there's this beautiful, brilliant light spot right over here. It's always on my right-hand side. And we don't, and many people may notice that you don't talk through your mouth when you're in a dream. It doesn't matter, for me, it doesn't matter who I'm talking to. I never open my mouth. It also shows how we communicate more with the intuition and all of this, thought transference, that sort of thing, energetically, than we do this way. And so I will be standing somewhere and I will be asking them questions. And an example of this is early on, after I shifted, and I still had my questions about what it is I'm here doing. And please remember, we are so much more than we believe we are. We are, and we have chosen to come in and do whatever it is we've chosen. And it's part of who we are. So I'm standing there and I see this woman and I'm looking in her eyes and all I see is unending sadness. And I had been asking about my empathy. That's how this dream came up. And my guide is here. It's this beautiful light being that I know is there. And I'm going, why would anybody choose a life of unending sadness? Because that's what was showing in this person's eyes. And then all of a sudden, and I know he redirects, and it felt masculine. And so he redirects my focus, and this same woman is sitting on a hilltop and she's gazing out. She has this full look of serenity on her face. Her hands are held out like this, like you would here. And from her is going beautiful pink and golden light. And I'm going, oh my gosh, she's transmuting the energy into love. And then all of a sudden I got it. That's part of why I'm here. That's part of. You notice I didn't claim it as all of. And I felt this, yeah, you got it, girly, from my guide. He didn't say it quite like that, but that was that feeling. That's the way I say it. And it was an explanation of why in this lifetime I have chosen to be as empathic as I am. So, have fun with it. Ask to remember your guides, see your guides, angels. Like I said, I can talk about dreams all day long because I've had so many magical ones. And it takes you out of the worry, out of the fear, connects you with past lives, it connects you with parallel lives. You are free when you're in your dream state. So.
All right. Well, I just want to welcome a few more people that have said hi. So, Virginia, I passed you right by. So, Virginia, Kelly has joined us, and she was late. Can we start over again?
No.
We do have the replay. Judy's with us, Bonnie and Christine, and we've got some questions. So let me go back. So Misty Joe, we've answered your first question, so I'm going to wait on the next one until we get through other folks. So Kelly, I'm wondering if dreams involving specific people in really weird situations are more about the relationship with that person than what is happening in the dream action or experience.
I love it because she is asking exactly what we're talking about, symbols. What does it symbolize to you? What does that person mean to you? And that's it. Is, a lot of times people that we know will come in, and it's not necessarily the dreams about them and our relationship to them, but we can look at that person and see what position or what they represent in our lives, or an emotion that we have towards others. And so it's looking at the whole thing. It's not just looking and getting glued to that person. And this is where a lot of people will say premonition. Oh my gosh, I had this premonition because I saw this person and it felt so bad and it was scary. It may not be a dream of premonition. It may be this person is who stepped in to bring to you this emotion that's buried inside of you so you can open the door and look at it. And, think of authority figures or losses, that sort of thing. And many times, in a relationship that you've had with this person that's unfinished. And so it allows you to finish or complete the experience the two of you are having together. And this is also, a lot of people say, I don't hear my loved one who crossed over. In the dream world, I've got big tingles on that one, guys. There's a lot of you guys are wondering about that one. We communicate freely with those who have crossed over in our dream state because there's no belief that says they can't be there, that they've left. It's like, oh, there you are. I missed you. Let's talk. But if there was an unresolved issue, it allows you that time to resolve it too. Yeah. You get a captive audience when you're in a dream state. That's all of a sudden that came in. You're the captive audience. You're the viewer of it, the creator, the viewer, and the receiver. Oh, I love how, this information comes in, and you notice how fun it is. When we're receiving information, it doesn't always have to be serious. It doesn't have to be scary. It can be just blasted fun. But so informative. Well, the other day I was in my own brain. I must be really working with thoughts and ideas in my brain because I was telling Nancy, she gets to hear all of these things. It's like, I'm trying to remember Elton John is what I was trying to remember, but I'm in the center of my own brain and I'm reaching and I'm in the tissue of it. Just saying, I'm actually in the tissue, and I'd reach over here to grab this name and I go, no, that's not who it is. And then over here and get this. And I was getting really frustrated, and it's like, no. And it's like, then worry came. What if I can't remember? And then but I was reaching into it was like file cabinets that were in the tissue of this brain. And as soon as I woke up, I remembered what it is, but it also symbolize what it did. Is there a worry that I won't remember? Is there, blocks that I have that keep me from reminding or remembering something? And I looked at that, and am I worried about degeneration of the brain? And it was just bringing up things that I've heard around me, things that I've thought about, and it was showing different things, but how the fear can stop and block us from actually gaining access to something. And the fear is any of those lower vibrations, where it be of illness, of, jealousy, lack of love, anger, frustration, any of those. They're dense vibrational realities. And those are what we're moving through, and our dream state assists us in doing that. So
I think this is a good time to ask Bonnie's question. Can you please tell me what it means when you have recurring dreams about your teeth falling out, roots throbbing, and all?
Ooh, oh my Lord. That's real. Oh my gosh, that's hitting in the power chakra so bad. Okay. Oh my God. It representing more than anything is powerlessness in the life. That's what I'm getting on that. It hits the power chakra more than it does the mouth. You know, teeth are associated with the mouth and all of this, and many times gossipers, people who belittle others. You will have dreams of teeth and the rotting, decaying ideas, decayed words. But this is more symbolic of it's showing powerlessness. I'm not able to nourish the self, or nurture, because with the teeth in this, it's great pain. It symbolizes great pain, but the ability to actually bring nourishment in. So I really would do meditation around your fear of being supported in life, fear of not being able to nurture or nourish yourself. See yourself with beautiful, strong bones, because teeth also are calcium bones. And so it's very likely there's also some spine issues going on here. So look where you're not supported in life. Just sit with that and do some writing around it, because you're going to bring it up. But now that you have this reoccurring dream, put it out there prior to going to sleep. Ask your angels to come in, ask the essence of all that you are to assist you with this, and ask to have that dream, but have them show you the meaning of this so that you remember it in the morning. Ask to remember it in the morning. And it is possible you won't have any memory to begin with, but keep putting it out and you'll find that it does. Past life connection? No, it's not a past life connection. This has more to do with harmful words, not necessarily that they came from you. They could have come outside of you, but how did these harmful words affect you? And you being able to nurture and nourish yourself and be supported in life. See how that takes a different twist right there? So that's something to look at. Yeah. And lower back, all of a sudden the lower back, repressed emotions too. It's not safe to say, and it's not safe to say, it's not safe to say, and it gets shoved down at lower in the spine. So, nothing wrong with your pancreas, but as you clear this up, you're going to find that the pancreas feels much healthier and happier. Not that that you're aware that it's not feeling healthy and happy right now. I mean, but you can talk to it but it feels like that's where that energy is being held. So, and pancreas is sweetness of life, enjoys sugars, that sort of thing. So.
I want a happy pancreas, yes.
Yes. So what does my pancreas have to say to me? I think I'll listen to it. I'll open the doors. And then, it's true. Our body talks to us, but that's what came out. And who am I to question what's coming out if it's there? So.
Christine, we're really not answering questions other than dreams today, but she really wants to know about putting her dog down. So I feel badly, and I'm going to, can I take this one really quick? Yes.
And then everybody else, this is next week, post your questions underneath and I'll personally do your questions. An animal communicator taught me this: when we don't know about our animals, is it time or not? And that is to bring in something they've known. Ask, like with me, I have had dogs that have lived together and one's crossed, one hasn't. So with my old dog Zambi, I asked my other dog that had passed, Bear, to come in. And I just, thinking to Zambi, showing her going with him, asking, is she ready to go? I swear to goodness, this dog, eyes went blank like she was sitting there dead. And then all of a sudden she came back in, shook herself, and ran around. I'm going, okay, you're not ready to go. And I would do this off and on for 3 years. On the third year, when her body was so tired, and I called Bear in, she just laid down and she was ready. That's how you know. It's good to remember that animals feel about 25% of the pain their bodies are in. So look at what you're seeing. But it doesn't feel like this little dog's quite ready to go yet. So there's the one personal answer for today, only because I'm a big animal lover and I favor Christine over everybody else. No, just kidding. Kidding. I can't hear you, honey.
How does she help her?
Right now, it feels like the basics of Reiki. Send energy in. It does show she's having some trouble in her stomach. Very soft and foods, easy to digest foods. But again, is there an animal or a person that she's been around that has crossed over that she knows? And if you say no, then ask any of those that she can connect with. Ask them to come in and see what her response to this is. Show her going with them, and that will give you your answer. It feels like she's sticking around for a few more months, but soft foods, easy to digest foods. So,
thank you.
CBD oil will be good for her too. Feels like she's got arthritis and stiff bones and muscle aches. That's part of the lethargy you're seeing. Not a whole bunch, just drops. So.
Okay. So back to Kelly's question. She said, oh yeah, that makes so much sense, especially with the one in particular that triggered my question. So cool. Thank you. So that's lovely.
Well, on dreams like this it's also and this is when I'll share the reoccurring dream. When I was a little girl, I lived in Detroit, Oregon, which is not very big, and it only had 2 grocery stores, and one was Cook's Market. And we would all go down to Cook's Market and be lining up the door on either side of the doorway. And I knew somebody had died. No kidding. And they always hold funerals in the grocery store. You know how it is. But, I look at this now. Another piece I could add to this is you get stuff to support yourself through grocery stores and such. Anyway, and so they'd be bringing this casket out, and the person would be laying straight up and down, and it's always a glass casket. Always. And I knew as soon as that person came to me, and I'd be feeling this dread, this sense of, oh, God, no. And I'm a little kid. And as soon as it would get to me where the person's face is just straight across from me, they would turn and look at me and smile. I was terrified for years, traumatized by my own dreams. But what it was showing me as I grew and came to understand, it was showing me that death is nothing to fear, whether it be mine or anybody else's. It was showing the glass casket. What does that symbolize? It's a separation, but it isn't a disconnect. They weren't solidly taken away. It's like, hey, see, I'm here. Smile, happy, and so, yeah.
That's fascinating.
That one was, and like I said, that scared the hell out of me for years. Till I grew up and understood things.
So Bonnie responded that she had quite a bit of lower back pain. She's had the dream since childhood, and so she'll be working on what you suggested.
What ugly words that took away from your expression of life, what words, and see, that's why I said it coming from outside of her, not in, what words weren't supporting you. There we go. Might cause headaches up in here too. And aches in the shoulder. Okay, Bonnie, let's let that energy go. That is not anything you need to carry with you any longer. We're just going to let that flow out of the body. Oh, okay, everybody who's feeling something heavy from this, let's see that energy. Now let's transmute it to love. Beautiful gold and pink light that emanates out. Old energy taken from being negative into beautiful, positive love, and let that go out in the world and support. There we go. Because a lot of people were feeling the heaviness.
So, Misty Joe, your other question, what's it mean when dreams wake you up at the same time at night?
A lot of times we're getting what people call downloads at night, and that's information coming in from higher sources. And so look at the dreams you're having and what they mean to you. But it's also, these vessels are still very dense. And it says practical amounts of energy coming into these downloads. And it'll push you out of the out of sleep at a certain time so that you can acclimate and then integrate this energy and the information in. And look at, there's belief systems around sacred times too, like 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. There's a lot of belief systems out there that 3 is associated to the ascended masters, 4 to the angelic realm. And so look at what time, 1 is connected to the idea of source, what we understand. So we do have these, and we have, whether you're consciously aware of it or not, we do have mass consciousness that we connect to pieces and particles of and add to and send information into. So it's looking at that, but it feels like you've been going through oh, I love this. You've been going through an upgrade. Anyway, opening doors of awareness and bringing in more energy. And when you do this, care for your body. If you are thirsty, get up and get a drink of water, because when we're in a higher energy, it does have the ability to go in and deplete the liquid. Just like electricity goes through water, it'll just heat it up and it's gone. So so let that energy, let yourself be replenished.
And Misty Joe says it's 3:30 a.m. always.
Ooh, and that is known as a magical hour, 3 to 4, right in the middle, magical hour, sacred times. So this is good. 3, 3, 6. You're adding this as physical, balance the physical and the spiritual. At times that's one of the meanings of, and the easy meaning for 6 is balancing physical and spiritual.
And there's still no word about the hearing she asked about last week. So, all right. So we can maybe talk about it next week.
Well, that's it. Let it go. But you want this cleared up, sweetie? We're talking dreams. Before you go to bed at night, put it in that any worry and fear you have over this is cleared during the dream state. Ask what it means to you, and then see it coming out in a way that's in your highest and best good, and just let it go. This is practice time. This is fun time. This is empowerment time. And so, there's energy going from the side of the intuition up to the crown for you, sweetie. Just saying.
So for everyone then, as we wrap up our discussion about dreams, for everyone to understand more about their dreams or to remember their dreams, it's kind of setting the intention ahead of time, and then maybe having something to write down if you're wanting to write down so that you remember. Mm-hmm. Do you explain a bit of a process?
Well, and this is it is a little different for everybody, but it's great to, one, I find putting soothing music on, for me, it has to end or I'm going to be awake with that music lapping, humming to it and everything else. But soothing, but I'll hold it, what it is I want to look at. I do ask my essence to be present, because that's who we are. We're this amazing energy, this spirit. Then I'll ask my angels or my guides to come in, whichever ones, to help bring up an understanding of this, but to hold it so I remember it in the morning. And yes, there are people, put a pad and paper by your bedside. I did that, and I scribbled stuff down, and the next morning I look at it and go, what the heck does that mean? So apparently I don't write well in my sleep, because there might have been 1 or 2 words. And for me, it worked better just asking to have total recall or to be woke up, and if you want to see how well you're connecting with, no. They asked me to take that back because there's other reasons. And if I put it out the way that I just started to, I will create people having limits and then worry about their own abilities. You are unlimited. So you notice how people call me the word police? Well, it happens to me too. So just put it out there. You have the assistance, essence, angels, guides, any of those at the highest levels of love to assist you and to see what it is you're working through, and write it out. Take time in the morning to write it out. Anything that you feel. You might wake up with only a strong emotion. Write that emotion out. What are you feeling? Then ask questions. What is it connected to? Ask it to come up through the layers of the physical body and into the mind. It very well represents an experience you had younger. Ask if it is of this lifetime or another. Questions, and more questions. That's how you get through a lot of this, and if you're attached to fear on this, if you find yourself fearful, understand that the fear is not from the dream. It's from the emotion that's coming from the information the dream is bringing up. And take the portions you do remember and ask to have lucid dreaming. Clearly think about those and ask to see what it is you can implement to create a more loving situation for yourself and others in this.
So we could actually do a whole class, a series of sessions around dreams.
Yes, we could.
And I'm going to go back. Misty Joe just wanted to know, you made the comment about intuition up to the crown chakra. What's that mean? So if you recall what you said, which...
It means that there's a level of energy blockage on her intuition chakra. And many times when I'm talking face to face with somebody, I am mirroring them. So my right would be her left. The intuition chakra is wanting to open, but there's an experience that blocks it from opening. And that energy connects to the crown chakra. The crown is what is one of these chakras that is connected to source. So it causes an interference, an interruption. So that'd be great for you to put out in your dream state is, okay, what is this blockage? What does it represent? Is it a belief system? Is it a fear? Whatever. And let's just clear that during the dream state. And allow your intuition and your crown chakra to be balanced, aligned, and functioning at the highest levels. So.
And Sharon put in class on dreams.
Yes! Oh, this perfect opportunity to mention what we're doing.
I know. Go for it.
Oh, my goodness. Tomorrow night is the first full Living Your Empowered Life Zoom meeting. And we have started a monthly, we have started a group. Oh my goodness, I'm not grounded enough. Nancy, could you help me out?
We've started a membership program, and it's a paid monthly. You join when you wish, you leave when you wish, but we're all meeting together for the first time tomorrow night through Zoom. And that means that we can interact by talking to Cherry instead of having to type in the comment box. And we can be on camera or not. And interacting. And Cherry's got something up her sleeve that we're going to be talking about tomorrow night. And we'll be doing 2 of these every month as part of our membership program. And then we also have a Facebook group that our members are the only ones that get in. And we are interacting in there, asking questions, answering questions, posting, supporting each other. And so that's one of the big things about this membership is the support with like-minded people.
Well, and so many people feel as if they're walking their journey alone. And what I keep coming across for the last 18 years is people that'll be there and going, well, I've opened up, but my family hasn't. And I have nobody to talk to. My friends haven't. This allows support. And you post questions or what you're going through. You're going to find other people are going through the same thing. You may get and yes, Nancy and I both interact on this Facebook group, but you'll find what other people have done, and so there's support from everybody. And of course, the Zoom meetings are interactive, informative. It's all about self-empowerment, self-love, self-inspiration. That one just came in. I like it. See, it'll let you be in the moment. And again, this is all fine and great doing this with the typing, yet there's that consciousness has to stop and type and back and forth, and it's answering questions. Well, this answers question, but it's like, how can you, support yourself and open up even more? So I'm so excited about this. and this is one of the things is there's no separation because it just threw this in as groups women supporting or women loving women. It isn't just for women. We all have masculine energy. We all have feminine energy. So it's whoever, male or female. And it takes the worry and the fear out of that. A lot of our men do not have any support in this particular field or experience. So it opens doorways for them too. You ever go to one of those groups and there's the one token male? We're so ahead of it, girls. No, just kidding. I'm having fun with it.
We don't have any men in the group so far, though.
Okay, guys, come on. This is a place for you. You need the love, the support, the acknowledgement, just like everybody else. And that's it. Acknowledgement. It isn't that we have to reach outside of ourselves. Yet when we're in early steps, a lot of times that means so much, And it can take worry and fear out of things and bring laughter and joy and lots of love.
And Bonnie wants to know how much does the membership cost? She's interested. And I don't really remember. So
it's $40 a month, and it gives you the access to the Zoom meetings, and it gives you access to the Facebook group. And
if we do a dream class, we'll probably do it for the membership,
yep.
And then we'll charge other people to attend. Mm-hmm. So we'll providing benefits like that as we move along.
That's it, because we're going to go deeper into all of the subjects. Now, the Zoom meetings will be between an hour and an hour and a half long. It'll depend. I just kept that space open. And that's because so much information can come up that if you go much longer, sometimes it can be too much. I remember when I first started workshops and stuff, my group comes in and they're intense. And I mean, we'd have a 4-hour workshop with maybe a half-hour lunch and bombarded with all of this information. People walk out of the class going, I feel like my head's spinning. And it was like, okay, slow it down. Let you acclimate to and integrate into and have that breath that's necessary. And it's play, it's fun, it's wonderful. Mm-hmm. Oh, and you can go to my website.
Yes, down at the bottom I have the information about the Living Your Empowered Life membership program. Go to LYEL-membership. Or if you go to cherrydivine.com, you can see at the top in the menu bar it says Live Your Empowered Life. Yeah. So you can get there that way too. So Bonnie is interested. She's excited for our success with this. Yes, we are too. Thank you, Bonnie. We'd love to see you join us. We'd love to have you join us.
It's so funny is because you know how your mind transposes things to your own understanding. Nancy was putting the L-Y-E-L up, and I'm seeing L-Y-L-E. I'm trying to figure out who Lyle is. Yeah. Who's this Lyle guy she keeps talking about? And why is she putting him in big letters? Well, And another thing, and it'll be written up soon, and you'll have all the information soon, but Nancy and I are having a retreat in Gerhardt, Oregon in July. It's going to be a limited group because we'll be staying in a house, and it'll be one house unless, I guess others could come and rent around or stay around and join during the day. But anyway, that information will be coming up very soon.
And for those who don't know, Gerhardt is on the coast.
Oh, yes.
And July is gorgeous on the Oregon coast.
Yes. Then we'll be doing Mount Shasta in September. Oh, we have so many plans. So fun.
All right. In your dreams, girlfriend, in your dreams.
That's right. And I'm going to create my dreams. How about you guys? Let us create our dreams. Let them be magical and fantastic. Let them be joyful and delightful. Informative, of course. Shoot amongst the stars and enjoy the dreams that you are creating and bring them into your world and share them with all others. You notice they didn't say nightmares, they said dreams. Pay attention to that.
All right. And with that, we are done for today. So sweet dreams, everyone.
Your dream machines. Bye bye.